Man, what is going on today? We have the Swordland Showdown. I told y'all that I'd make a video for it, and we are about to get in this thing. I had to do about an hour and 15 minutes worth of editing, but I'm going to give you the shortened version here as we dive into it. Like the video, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you everybody so much for all the support you've given me. And let's dive on in right here. So right when you enter the battle, you get this 2 minutes of 2.5, 45 minutes of preparation, okay? That gives you time for everybody to port in. You can scout the other team as they're porting in, see what's going on. That's what I did. I like to look at their whales and see if they got any. And this is all that they had ported in at the moment. I went and checked out some sites, put down some markers. So big tip, make sure you arrange your garrison and rally leads beforehand. I have some tips and tricks that I will be sharing at the end of the video to help fine tune all of the stuff that you guys need to do. But if you look right here, you see all the points that are divvied up. And you can see what's open here. You see the middle are 12 minutes, 13 minutes. And then you see on the outer edges, it was about 45 seconds to when it opened up. So those are gonna be your priorities at the start of the match, okay? You're not gonna be able to get the other stuff. So, you know, as you'll see here in about 30 seconds, what our strategy was. But essentially, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a bunch of people from our alliance garrison our side, okay? And once they garrison our side and lock that down, at the bare minimum will be 50-50. So then what I'm gonna do is you're gonna see me over here in a minute. I'm gonna teleport right to their high point structure, the sanctum, okay? And then from there, I'm just gonna solo it. I'm gonna leave my troops in there, and then I'm gonna beat everybody to the punch, and then I'm gonna get this structure too. So that was our game plan, because if we lock down everything from our side, and as you can see in that battle map, you can see some structures going down on our side, starting to take control. And you can see them start to retaliate on the bottom. And I'm sorry if my voice is a little hoarse here, but I just spent an hour in Discord talking. So if you look at the big map here, you'll see different things start to pop up, and the blue is obviously us and the red is them. And we have a close-knit match. I think they saw me port to their side, and they just didn't want the structures at the start. And they went for this bottom tier and the tower. And now, in the moment, I didn't realize, being the first time that we're doing this, why they would do that. But now I understand. And I'm gonna give you those tips and tricks in a minute. But essentially what we're doing is we're gonna try to lock down all of our stuff. And as you can see over here on the mini map, I got some contention over on their side. And my troop is marching there, and we got this solo guy trying to take it over. And he's about to get a rude awakening. He's gonna get full senton and absolutely annihilated. So shout out to this alliance though. They're super cool. You'll see later on in the video, one of their leaders messaged me. We had a little bit of back and forth, but shout out to them. Older kingdom than us. They had I think it was a 50 million player that no-showed, so that was a huge advantage to us. But anyways, back to this. So we had our players teleport over and contend with this royal stable. Now, they put high priority on this royal stable and high priority on this abbey on the bottom on their side. Now, you'll see in a little bit that I'll end up taking both these structures, and it takes... There's something that I want to tell you guys too. It takes a little bit of time to fully control the building, okay? And when you fully control it, you get a first capture reward. Those first capture rewards are absolutely huge. So anytime a structure comes into play, you're gonna wanna lock down those first capture rewards. Ideally, you're gonna want to teleport to the biggest first capture rewards and take those down. Ideally, you'd have a group of players, if there's a high contention zone, and you would have them in groups rally and defend that structure. And later on, I'm going to give you some little tips and tricks. As I've said, I'll throw that in towards the end of the video of what I would have done differently, but we're just going to let this play out. And as you can see, we put one of our rally leads over here on this bell tower, along with some players. We identified this later on as a high priority point, as with the stable. Those are two key areas that we're going to need to hold down and take. And I'm just looking at the map right here, seeing all of our control, seeing where I need to help out. Obviously, once I locked in my side and I saw that they weren't launching attacks, I could obviously move somewhere else. But you want to be mindful of the clock, because once those middle buildings open, you know, that sword shrine is going to go huge. That's going to have a 9,000 alliance point first control and 4,500 for your personal. Okay, so those are going to be big points when you take that over. And then for every minute, your alliance is going to get 1,800 points, and you're going to get 900 personally. So each one is broken down differently. The mercenary camp is a 1,200 first control and a 600 for your personal. And it's going to be 240 for the alliance and 110 for your personal. Okay, the stables where we were just at, that's another one that's going to have a 1,200 for alliance and 600 for your personal, and every minute thereafter you're going to get 240 for the alliance and 120 for your personal. Okay, so right now I'm just throwing down markers. Make sure your R4s are on point, looking at the map, seeing what needs reinforcements, putting down markers so your average members need information and they need to know where to go. We were on Discord. We had a great group come on. Highly recommend that everybody downloads Discord, hops in the group chat, in voice chat. You let your R4s, R5s talk and direct the crowd. And if somebody has questions, they ask. I think that's the best strategy here. And as we go through the video, you're going to see me chop in and out of different places that are high priority. But at the beginning, it's pretty much what you see is what you get. They're gonna throw some contention on our structures. I'm just sharing the reports to my alliances. They're getting absolutely wrecked trying to, you know, hit into me. And my advice would be to have your whales dominate the high priority structures solo, and then your other garrisons, you want them to dominate the bell tower and the stables. Those two are going to be key. And if you're looking right here, you can see you get the free march speed ups. You get the 50 and then you get the 25. And I used all of these, okay? And I mean, I'm pumping gems into this heavy, trying to get marches where I need to go. You do get free teleports, but they come at intervals, okay? And the stable is going to be a key to that interval time. So when you control the stable, you get a 50% reduction on your teleport time, which is massive. I think the regular time is 12 minutes. So every 12 minutes you get a free one, but if you control it, it's every 6. That's huge, okay? You'll see it come up later on in the video. And right now we're just making sure that we're early to the main event, the sword shine, okay? So you see me teleport here early. I'm gonna spend the gems. I already used my port. We didn't have control, and I didn't get to use the free one because they have the stable, right? So they get that extra 50% that we didn't have. But didn't matter. I teleport to the middle. I send my best march there. We take that first, and you're gonna see some contention on that middle in a little bit. And I send my 2 sub rally leads to the middle to make sure that we can get those first rewards, because those first rewards are going to pay dividends, okay? Like I said, you know, you got the mercenary camp and the reformation, and those are each going to be 1,200 for the alliance, 600 for your personal, 240 per minute for the alliance, and 120 per minute for your personal score. Now remember, this is a tiered system, okay? So every tier of points that you get more rewards in the Swordland event, and it caps at a 180,000 points plus. That's going to be your max, okay? That's what you can score personally. And right now, I'm just throwing some information in the chat, letting everybody know where we need to relocate, guys, throwing down locations as we're talking in Discord. Like I said, Discord, absolutely huge in this. You see my boy Crop come over here and putting some work on this, okay? You see this guy, Mercy. He's been holding this stable now for a good 17 minutes. Okay, and then you see my guy come speed walking through and get absolutely slapped. He's got about a 250K troops in there to my 110, I think. So you see me get slapped and go sad face home. That's somebody launching an attack against me. I'm just going to go and move on with life. Actually talk to this guy. Super cool. Really good dude. And then you're going to see my attack. He's got 230 to my 102. And honestly, it was pretty close. It was pretty close. And so we're gonna send some more people over here and make sure that we really lock this down. They sent their strongest guy here to lock up those 50% off teleport time, and we're gonna take this over. You can see it right here, that 12-minute time buffer, right? Every teleport, free teleport, every 12 minutes. You own that stable, 50% off. Absolutely huge. That's big because it lets your free-to-play and low spenders move around the map, okay, and reposition. Now, there's some games that they could have played within this when you're on defense, and they end up doing that later because they're trying to go on offense and we're on defense. We're trying to hold our positions and they're trying to take us out. And you'll see some of the stuff that I mean, and it's a little sneaky stuff where they pour it in and they try to attack your city. And when your city doesn't have enough troops in it and it gets hit and you start burning, you could see my march there. I sent that over there to the shrine because when you teleport, all your marches come back into your city. So as you're moving around the battlefield, I completely forgot about that. As you're moving around the battlefield, make sure you're keeping a mind of where everybody is. And if you teleport, make sure you have a backup garrison in the thing that you were holding down, okay? And make sure everybody's reinforcing because they'll try to be sneaky and teleport in and take that structure. So there's a lot of anarchy going on. Especially for the first time. But as you can see, we got a large butt whooping on the case right now at about, you know, almost 100K to 12. So it'll be 100K to 13 pretty soon. But I teleport in and I take this structure for us. And I'm just trying to reposition. Honestly, in the future, if I were to do this again, I'd probably reposition my base in and around the Reformation Center. That way I'm close to the Sword Shrine, I'm close to the stables, and I'm close to the Reformation Center. That way I can make sure that we have the most amount of points in that shrine, and then we lock down that 50% on the teleport time. Now the bell tower is gonna be huge, and I'll explain that in a minute, but as you can see here, right around the 40-minute mark, these loot things start popping up, and you're gonna wanna gather those ASAP, okay? They're gonna give you big time points, and they're gonna pop up. I didn't really look for them after that, but as you can see right here, baggage train, okay? You're gonna want your alliance members to go and grab those. Those are just free points, changing the game. As you can see here, when you go to heal, there is no helps in this game mode. I repeat, no helps. Okay, so everything you're gonna do is either gems or speed ups. Okay? And back to what I was saying about that bell tower though. That bell tower is gonna be huge. So those are the two key points on this game. Your stables and your bell tower. Your bell tower is gonna reduce the cost to capture buildings by 50%. I think the average capture time is about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. So you're gonna cut that right in half. Same thing with the teleports, as we said before. Obviously, I'm putting down markers here, and we're just trying to get ownership of the whole map. That's our goal. We're trying to dominate these guys. We know we have a numbers advantage. We know we have a power advantage. They had a lot of no-shows. We had some no-shows. I mean, we're missing 9 members, as you can see. We signed up 30, and we have 21, so we had a lot of no-shows. And a couple rally leads in that, 3 rally leads. So that hurt our plans a little bit. But moving forward, if I were to do this again, I would have groups. I would have a group, rally lead and garrison lead, and I would assign them to a target, and I would tell everybody to port over to that area. For example, I would rank your rallies and garrisons 1 through 8, I would say. Yeah, I'd say 1 through 8. Because you're going to send your tier 2 garrison and your tier 3 garrison. So you have your tier 1, your top of the top, then you have your 2 and your 3. I would send your 2 and your 3 to split in between the Sanctum and the Abbey, okay? Especially if they're whales. If they're whales, I'm gonna want them to both, I'm gonna want them to send their garrisons out to both, because my B garrison and even my C garrison is better than a lot of other people's. And you'll see it later on. They have a really tough time beating it. And here, you see the bell tower. I told you earlier on why it's so important. You see it right there, 50% of time saving. I'm just going over to all the buildings now that we've pretty much guaranteed the win. And just making sure that there's nothing that I missed that we can utilize in another event. As I said earlier, when you teleport, all your troops go back in your city. So this guy's gonna do a little sneaky over here. When I go to hit him, he's actually gonna teleport, okay? And now, obviously, my troops return, so I gotta send that march over there. It's a 2.5 minute, or 2 minute 50 walk, so I'm gonna speed that up. These refresh. You look at the top timer there, speed up +1, 3 minutes, okay? And now a sneaky little trick is, you'll see this right here. I want to talk about this. That guy just gets absolutely slammed. But as you can see, I'm going to attack this guy, and his buddy's going to attack me. And so this, if you send all your troops and you're garrisoning another structure, that leaves you with a problem. Your city's gonna burn. And if your city burns, you got 45 seconds to figure out how to fix it. So I don't know what I'm doing. I go to my main thing, to my wall, to my guard station. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I got to put out this fire. It's that little red fire mark right there. You just hit the repair and you use the gems and you're good to go. Okay? So now, knowing that if I go to attack Mercy, this little guy is going to attack me, and after 2 burns, I get sent to my main area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out a decoy. You'll see here, I go to my decoy section. I throw about 400 or 200 troops in that thing. And I'm going to send it to him, and I'm going to send it to Homeboy. And I'm baiting him that he's going to hit me. Okay? So look, he goes to hit me. I just baited him. His Homeboy left. So I'm going to get a burn on Mercy, and then I'm going to get a burn on KTK. Obviously, make sure you're running counter UAVs in this. It's absolutely crucial. You don't want the opponent to know how many troops you got in your city or where. As you can see, I send Mercy back after another city burn. He's got no more left, so he gets teleported back to the main area, and he's gonna take a timeout over there. I think it's 12-minute timeout. So, yeah. And then as you can see, I'm gonna attack this guy, and I'm gonna leave some troops in my city because I know he's gonna attack me. And what do you know? He sends another attack. So not only am I going to get the city burn on him, but he sent all his troops to attack my city, and he's going to lose some troops. Boom. Losing some troops. I'm just letting my alliance know that they're trying to get a little sneaky. So this is the games within the game, okay? So when you're dominating and you're winning, or even if you're just up by a little bit, make sure you have troops in your city, because if they can't take the structure, they're going to hit your city. And when they hit your city, if they get 2 burns on you, they send you back to the rest area and all your troops go with you. So then they can take over whatever it is that you're garrisoning or whatever it is that you're reinforcing. And as you can see here, I'm just taking a peek at all the homeboys that got sent back to base. And here I'm just looking at some reports from the homies. Crop Duster on the attack, winning it. I go and look at the gear comparison. And this is a 26 million player. So if you've watched my power up video, make sure you watch that, because if you look here, look at the stats, right? This is 26 million player, okay? 26 million power on Mercy. My homeboy, Crop, 21. 5 million power difference, but he's laying the pipe. Okay, that's because he powered up right. He didn't rush. He didn't get inflated power. You know, he didn't do anything crazy. He's a strong player and he's got good stats because he did it the right way. And if you look at my power video and how to power up, I'm going to let you know exactly how to power up. And as you can see here, Legend, he messages me. He says, congrats on the blowout. We have a little bit of interaction. He lets me know that they have a 50 million power whale that didn't show up. I give him some GGs in the chat. We have a good little chat, and it's all good. But yeah, so we're gonna take this one home. He lets me know that they're from 114. Shout out to 114. Top Alliance, 1.15 billion power. Little flex on me, but it's okay. I respect it. Put up a hard fight. He had a lot of no-shows. What a competitor. Shout out to 114. Good Kingdom. They battled hard with, you know, the hand that they were dealt, and that was a lot of no-shows. I mean, these guys, I'm putting bodies in the hospital, and they kept healing up. So shout out to them. You're gonna get to see my stats here. A lot of 400, some 200 pieces, some 300 pieces, and look at this. That's 75K troops in the hospital for this guy, right? So as you go about this and you think, how am I going to position my alliance? How am I going to position my members, right? I want you to consider this. Make sure, one, you have troops in your city. You're not blowing out the city, right? You need a little bit in there. You need your, if you're a whale, get your 3rd garrison in there, right? Leave, I don't know, 75, 50K troops, just in case they try to city hit you and pull your garrison out. Okay, this is my backup garrison. It's in the shrine. I got my main on the roam. Okay, as a whale, your stats are going to be higher than a lot of other people. Whales are going to play a huge role in this game. Absolutely massive. Okay, and if you're fighting a whale, this is key. If you're fighting a whale, attack his city. Okay, because he's going to spread out thin, trying to dominate the battlefield. He's going to have his main march garrisoning the shrine. He's going to have a backup on a bell tower or the stables or one of the high value buildings that the other alliance views. And when he's spread thin, he's going to put 100K in one, 100K in another. And if he's got another 100K in a city, you want to smack that, because if you get a burn, you can send him back to the teleport spot, and that's an easy win, because that's going to swap the garrison in whatever he's garrisoning, and that's a free win. And then he can't teleport until 12 minutes. That's huge, okay? Sunny over here going a little solo defense. Put him on. He let the whole alliance know that he dropped 50K gems. We got some good laughs on that one. But he showed up. Shout out to Sunny doing it. We had a lot of big players come through in a big way. A lot of first timers. And we're just gonna let this video here play out. As you can see, we got 5 minutes left. You'll see some of the rewards come in. As you can see, this is some of the cheeky stuff that I was talking about, right? You're gonna see these city hits and sending people back to the main area. Okay, and then you're gonna get another city hit on the next guy. Because if you don't put out that fire, for one, after 45 seconds, you're going back home. So just keep that in mind. And as you can see, he's gone, right? So the key factors in this, if I were to do it all over again, I would assign 8 groups of people, okay? 8 or 6, right? Depends how you want to split it up. It depends on your whales. It depends on your rally and garrison leads, okay? But I would have your number 1 whale going to the shrine. For sure, 100%, hands down. That's where he needs to be. But I wouldn't go directly to the shrine. I'd go a little bit below it so you can still get to that stable. And if he's your number 1 whale, he's going to be stacked on gems. Okay, so you're gonna go a little bit below it. He's gonna put his first tier best march in the shrine. You're gonna have 1 player reinforce him, and then he's gonna put his second march in the stable, because that's gonna help the free to play move around the map. 12 minutes versus 6 minutes. That's what your number 1 whale is gonna do. Your number 2 and your number 3 are splitting. They're gonna split your teams, Abbey and Sanctum, and the enemy teams, Abbey and Sanctum. He's gonna split them. He's gonna put his best garrison in one, and he's gonna put his sub in the other one. And he's gonna run a low tier garrison in his, and you're gonna have some of the players reinforce both of those structures. You're gonna have 2 members on each team, was what I would do. I'd have 2 at the Abbey, 2 at the Sanctum, 2 at the Abbey, 2 at the Sanctum. So now your whale, he's got his troops split between 2, right? Because you're gonna want his garrison, because he's gonna have all the governor gear, he's gonna have all the legendary gear and all that stuff. You're gonna want his garrison in there on both of them. And then you're gonna have other players reinforce those buildings, okay? And they don't have to teleport right by him, but I think it's a good idea. And always leave some troops in your city, so if they go to play a little sneaky dirty, you can send troops to reinforce each other. So that's what I would do. I would send your number 1 to the shrine, your number 2 is gonna split, your number 3 is gonna split, and then I'm gonna have a 4th group over by the bell tower. That bell tower is key. I want 50% of the time reduction to take over stuff, okay? That's absolutely huge. And as you can see, we get a nice little win here. We're tier C. It'll go through all your stats, control rewards, all that stuff. Little MVP, feel good moment. Here we go. Hey, if you're looking to come to 125 Farmageddon. That's us. We got an unbelievable alliance here. A lot of high quality people. Shout out to the alliance. Unbelievable people. People staying up. Shout out Professor. He stayed up till 3 in the morning to get this done. So yeah, anyways, guys, and that's pretty much it. You're going to see the rewards here. You're going to see each player's contribution, all that stuff. And then all about what's going on afterwards is how you spend it, right? You're going to go to the shop and you're going to drop all of it. I recommend getting what you need, saving the rest until next time. You know what I mean? So spend on what you need, save the rest. I think this event is going to come once a week. I'm not 100%, don't quote me, but I think that's how it's going to be. And as you can see, we reached the second last tier before that 180 plus. Like, we almost got all the rewards, almost. But anyways, like, subscribe. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video.